everyone, it's Mindy here for another food prep. I was going to call it like an uncooking video because what I'm going to do today is make raw cereal. So I'm not really cooking anything other than warming up a little bit of cocoa butter, which I got from the grocery store. I'm pretty excited about that. So I taught myself how to make raw chocolate, and I've kind of been adding that into everything that I do, from smoothies to like a mousse. Cereal is what I'm making now, but I've also made like popsicles and all kinds of fun stuff with raw chocolate. So why is raw chocolate a good thing for you? Because processed chocolate has a lot of sugar added to it, and there's a variety of different things that they do to chocolate to really wring out all of the nutrients that are in cacao, raw cacao. And that's what I have here. It's just a powdered cacao. That's the main ingredient in chocolate that makes it brown and kind of has that bitterness. That is the essence of chocolate that makes it so powerful. And the ancient civilizations have utilized chocolate for years, centuries, before we even came around and started really bastardizing the process of making chocolate. But that's not really what I wanted to get into right now. What I wanted to do is show you guys how to make some think of it more of like a granola cereal. If you like Honey Bunches of Oats, and then they have just the bunches. So this is kind of like a chocolate version of that. That's what I'm trying to achieve with this, because cereal is one of my vices, and I love to eat like a snacky food, and it's awesome breakfast, or in between meals whenever you're hungry or bored, and you need something healthy. So this is what we're doing for our raw cleanse, is trying to find substitutes, healthy substitutes that are raw for every meal that we kind of crave, and just kind of finding balance within the modern day lifestyle and healthy foods. I've got a quarter of a cup of the cocoa butter. This process has to go kind of fast because the cocoa butter will kind of set up, and then you've got this like chocolate mass at the end. So I'm gonna add a full half a cup of cacao powder to this. And you can get this stuff you can get it online for pretty cheap, and then you can get it from your local health food mart. And if you're in the local area, in the Kansas City metropolitan area, the Hy-Vee stores typically carry them, and they're new and improved. So you kind of have to make sure you mash all of the bubbles out of it, so that it turns into like a base. It's like a soupy sauce, chocolate sauce base for my cereal. And then I'm gonna throw in half a cup. It's not like a gluten grain. It's not an actual cereal, but it's very similar to that in the way that whenever you eat it, it's kind of that satisfying crunch that you get from grains. So by mixing this together, raw chocolate and buckwheat, it's kind of, you could also think of it as some sort of like a snack bar. It's not going to set up that hard though, because I'm going to add in another half a cup of buckwheat groats. And then I might add in another one, because I just want a light coating on all these, and then I'm going to let them kind of set up. You can kind of see how dehydrated. You want them to be lightly covered, but not like swimming in soup. So this is what we wanted. 1.5 cups of buckwheat groats will get you a nice coating of your buckwheat, but not too much, because you don't want it to be overwhelming, and you also don't want it to be soupy, huge clumps. And then I'm going to add in a little bit of agave nectar in this. That was kind of a lot of agave. But it's better than sugar, and I like this sweet, and I also give it to my daughter. She won't eat coconut unless it's really sweet. And it's really, really good for you. And I'm not, like I said, I did warm up the cacao butter, but I'm not going to warm up the coconut butter, because it's almost for really texture and flavor. And you can kind of cut it up into little chunks, so it's almost like a coconut texture, whenever you get shredded coconut, and then you can just kind of sprinkle it in. This is one of the sheets to our dehydrator sheets, or the platters come off, and then we got one of these Teflex sheets on top of this to keep it from falling through. Kind of make like cereal bars out of these, and then they'll crumble up into actual cereal whenever you're eating it. So that's why we kind of just crumble up the bars and put it in a bowl with some almond milk and some berries and some superfoods like goji berries, or you can sprinkle some maca on there. That's how we make the cereal. And then putting it on the actual dehydrator it's a fairly quick and not so. So what we did was we took all the ingredients. We had buckwheat, we had cocoa butter, and then we had powdered cacao, some agave nectar to sweeten, and a little bit of coconut butter for texture and flavor. and we mashed them all together in our bowl, and it kind of started to set up while I was mixing it. So it doesn't look as pretty as it could whenever it's sitting on this little tray. It's once you get it in the bowl that it really looks quite delightful, because they're just little chocolate clumps, and it is raw chocolate, and it is really sweet. So, I mean, I'd recommend giving it a shot if you're interested in maybe doing a raw cleanse. You could incorporate this in as a comfort food to keep you on track. But until then, I'm Mindy. I have a Facebook page, Ask Health Coach Mindy, if you have any questions about general health and wellness. I know a lot about that, and I'm certified by the American Administration of Drugless Practitioners to kind of give advice to people on how to stay on track and keep healthy holistically. So you can reach me on my email too, which is Mendy, MENDY1011 @gmail.com. And until then, thanks guys, keep in touch.